Washington. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy told America on Tuesday that his country was fighting for our freedom and your freedom as he made an impassioned plea for Congress to approve more aid to fight Russia's invasion. But despite his tempestuous diplomacy in Washington, the prospect of additional U.S. aid to Ukraine appeared seriously delayed, if not seriously doubted. After hours of talks on Capitol Hill, Zelenskyy spent more hours at the White House meeting with President Joe Biden and his aides about a path forward. The United States has provided $111 billion to Ukraine since Russian President Vladimir Putin launched his crushing invasion more than 21 months ago. But Republicans insist on tying more money to tough U.S. Mexico border security changes that Democrats oppose. The White House warns that failure to provide new money by end of the year will have rapid consequences on Ukraine's ability to retain its own territory, let alone retake territory Russia has seized. As Zelenskyy wrapped up a two-day visit to Washington, it was unclear whether he had broken through political impasse over aid. But negotiations quickly resumed at the Capitol, and key negotiators in Senate emerged saying they were making progress. He tried to make the case that supporting his country's fight for territorial integrity is about much more than just Ukraine. We have been in a full-scale war for nearly 2 years, the biggest war since World War II. Fighting for freedom, Zelenskyy said. No matter what Putin tried, he could not win any victory. Biden, who previously met with Zelenskyy in the Oval Office, called on Congress to do the right thing, stand with Ukraine and stand up for freedom. He added Congress needs to pass additional funding to Ukraine before it goes into holiday recess, giving Putin the biggest Christmas present they can give. Zelenskyy laid out his view in private meetings with congressional leaders. Ukrainian forces, with the help of America and other Western allies, have fought fiercely to repel the Russian invasion, and it is not time for Ukraine's friends to back down. The struggle we are in is a struggle for freedom, Zelenskyy said repeatedly during meetings on Capitol Hill, according to lawmakers. Meanwhile, more than 130 senior lawmakers from across Europe have signed a letter urging U.S. lawmakers to continue their support for Ukraine. At the Capitol, flanked by Democratic Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Republican Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, Zelenskyy entered a private meeting with senators to bipartisan support and applause. But more than an hour later, few senators had changed their minds. Zelenskyy also visited House leaders, including a private meeting with new House Speaker Mike Johnson, whose far-right Republicans are the most resistant to any deal. Zelenskyy tried to give senators impression that Ukraine could win the war against Russia, telling them he was drafting men in their 30s and 40s as a show of faux